Yo guys, SeanB here and welcome back to DaisyB. This video is gonna be a rune showcase for this account because I've been getting questioned about what runes I keep, what runes I use, and what's the rune quality of this account overall. But before we get to the runes, there are a couple things I want to say. You can skip to the rune if you want because this might sound like a rant to you. I don't know, I'm just ranting. So, this account is 100% free to play. I haven't spent a single dollar on this account. I didn't even buy the good value starter pack, transcendent pack, none of that shit. It is 100% free to play, you can believe it or not. I only farm Giants B10 because it is fast, it is 100% success rate. I don't want to waste my time failing here and there in my Dragons and Necro team. These teams are definitely fast and good, but they are not 100% success rate and consistent yet. But for my Giants B10, it is really fast, it never fails, and I love it. Don't use Kali in Giants B10. It is only there because I want to flex the best time with a fodder. I did a couple R4 run on this account. The R5 time over there is just for me to claim the reward for completing R5. I don't do R5 on this account, only R4. But I only did R4 during the free raiding event that happened a while ago. So it was an hour a day, twice a day. And I did a couple of small sessions beside that, so I think in total I spent roughly, I would say 5 to 6 hours in R4 because farming R4 will only give you blue grinds most of the time, and my main account will be wasting energy getting blue grinds that I won't be able to use. But the blue grinds was so helpful to this account, it boosts your stat by a lot, so if you can actually do R4, I really recommend you doing R4, and that is a pretty decent starter team that you can use. So slap them together, have an R4 team running. Please don't use Heomos, Wusa and R4, like please no. So that's it, 100% farming. I use every single crystal for refill except for maybe 3 premium packs so far to summon on video for content. If I don't make video, I'm probably gonna spend everything on farming anyway. I think that's the main advantage I have over you guys on this account is the fact that I can farm R4. But if you're struggling to progress and you've been playing for like a year or so, maybe 200 days, you can actually just do what I do. But it will take a bit more time, but you can definitely copy what I do and progress a little bit faster. A couple people tell me that I make them feel bad because I progress too fast with this account and I make them feel like they want to quit the game. I should stop doing this because it is bad for the community. Nobody should expect this kind of unrealistic progression. But to be honest, it's like going down to the gym for the first time. And you tell the buff guy in the gym that he should stop going to the gym because the fact that he's doing that makes you feel bad. It doesn't make sense. Why don't you approach the guy and ask him what is his training routine, what is his diet, to get better yourself? It doesn't matter when you start or how long you've been doing this. What matter is the attitude and when you actually want to progress, because I think it's never too late to progress. You can start right now, tomorrow to progress and play the game better. I'm just here to share. If you can pick up something that helps you along the way, do it. If you don't, just don't watch and don't feel bad because this is just a game. I love showing runes in the defense layout because you can see both the runes and the stat in the same screen. Lapis is now using the Vampire Revenge rune that the game gives you for free for completing Chiruka Remains. It's attack with damage attack. There are some grindstone there from R4 as I said, and she can farm Fireman Hell 100% of the time. I actually improved the set with this one right here, but the default rune, I tried out, she can farm Fireman Hell just fine. The stats are very similar to the Fatal Energy set, except for the fact that this one is on Vampire Revenge, which means you're gonna farm more consistently with the Vampire effect. Very good from Contours to give this, because a max rune is very different from a non-max rune, and the fact that they give you a 6-star max rune, really amazing. So now everyone can have a very good farmer, doesn't matter what stage you are in the game. Your boy Ager is actually 6-star because he provides a better leader skill for dungeon. He's on Fatal, speed, good damage and attack. He's there to buff attack power because I don't like to use Fran in my Giants B10. Fran takes too many turns by proccing Violent. She doesn't do damage. Meanwhile, this guy can buff attack power, do debuff for Crow to do more damage, and he can do decent damage on his own. In the future, with the buff to his skill 3, he's a much more viable attack buffer for Rift Beast. Next up, we have one of the best Nat 3 in the game, Loren. She's on violence, speed, defense, and accuracy. In the past, she was not on this rune set, she was on some sort of Swift build with lower crit rate for TOA. I'm probably gonna change her rune to be lower crit rate, but I really love violence on her. She's very consistent in PvP, yes, PvP. She helped a lot in doing guild battle because sometimes we face guild that actually put up defense and not just farming defense. And Fran, Loren, Raoq just destroy every single thing in sight. I really like this accuracy rune. Normally you would sell it, but it started out with defense, HP, and speed. And then it rolled into HP and speed, which means it is now usable, not for endgame because you want more speed, but for early game, an accuracy rune will allow you to drop the focus set and drop focusing on accuracy substat in the unit entirely. A max accuracy rune will give you, I think, 64 accuracy, and you can have 0 accuracy in any other runes and still achieve the standard accuracy amount for most content. So I love accuracy slot 6 because for dungeon you need to have accuracy, and having an accuracy rune here with decent substat like this can help your Bella, Loren, even Bernard, Shannon, whatever you want to use with debuff, do so well because they have good accuracy. Tyron, my TOA king, I cannot survive TOA without him. He's really good. He's on Swift energy, speed, defense, and HP. No crit rate whatsoever because I use him against Jautan, Artamiel, Dark Yeti. Very good unit. For TOA unit, I would love you to focus on HP instead of defense, but this rune is really good as you can see because those units in TOA that reflect damage, it is pure HP damage. So if I can switch him to be even more HP oriented, like 30k, he will survive Jautan or Dark Yeti really well. So for now, it's pretty good. That 22 accuracy, I cannot take it away. So these are the runes once again. Only 2 of them are grinded. I got lucky with this one right here with 18 speed. Not bad. Not bad at all. Your boy Math, very good in TOA as well. With this one reducing cooldown for Tyron and speed buff, provoke the boss here. Very good unit for TOA early on. I 6-star him because I needed him to tank Antares. Yeah, mostly Antares. If I bring him into TOA, Antares will shit on him because most of the time he's the only win unit. So he needs to take a hit. That's why I focus on just random rune with decent... Actually, they're just random runes. Nothing too amazing. Really. Now look at this. This is garbage, right? I try to get accuracy on him because he needs to land a stun and the provoke. It's actually quite important. Verdehile, very important for farming Second Awakening. He's good for dragons because you need to complete the achievement to get the free rune set. So he's there to do it. He's also pretty decent for TOA to cycle turn to get your cooldown back quickly if you don't have a math. I know some of you guys out there will take a while to summon your first math. So Verde is there to cycle turn for you. These are the rune set. In the future, I need to change his rune to be on attack slot 6 if you want him to be working for a speed dragon speed 10 because having HP here is redundant. He needs to contribute in terms of damage, especially in the boss stage. My main damage dealer for most PvE content, fatal energy, attack, good damage, and attack. Wow, this guy is not even grinded. I cannot even grind these 2 energy runes because they are ancient runes. So pretty solid damage dealer. He can do from 50k to like 80k on the Giant Speed 10 boss depending on the debuff and attack buff situation. He works in all PvE content, he nuked TOA like a boss, and he's overall useful from early game to end game PvE damage. Sigmarus, my first fusion using the Rage set I get from completing Necro B10. You only have to do it once on auto. You can use the team that I showed just now and replace Lucian with Lapis. Speed, crit damage, and attack. You don't really need a lot of attack on this guy, you want more crit damage. That's why I go with the Rage and not Fatal set, because this skill and this skill do damage based on enemy max HP. So the more crit damage you have, the more damage you can do exponentially. Is that the word? But you know what I mean. The more crit damage, the better for Sigmarus. That's why I focus on crit damage and Rage set instead of Fatal. Next up, the Luxac unit, Mantrura. This is not free to play, but I got him for the LD score anyway. He's a 3-star unit, so I wouldn't say he's a premium unit. Some of you guys out there will not get him even if you play for like 4 years, but sucks to be you, I guess. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. Despair energy because he do damage based on his own max HP, so I want to get him as much HP as possible. He only needs speed and HP. That's why despair energy, speed and HP and HP. I kinda get lucky with a lot of speed roll for my despair rune. That's why he's kinda fast as Tyron on a despair set. That's pretty good. Like this one has 19 speed ungrinded. This one has 21, I think it was a 3 speed grinded on it. And I can actually get this one to have a better rune. So he can become even better, but he's rocking too much crit rate. I would love to decrease it for, once again, special stages like Jiaotan, Dark Yeti or Artemiel. One of the best healer support in the early game, Fran. She is super amazing. She works in Giants, Dragon, Necro, Second Awaken, TOA, PvP. She is overall probably the best healer Nat 3 in the game. Be ready. These runes will not look like a 70 days quality kind of rune. Violent, the set I get from, I think, completing Dragon's B10. Yeah, the 6-star Violent set you get for free. It is speed, HP and HP. It is all grinded because this is the only Violent set I have, except for the one on Loren's, but yeah. I don't farm Dragon's B10, so where does the Violent runes come from? It comes from events, crafting. There was a rune crafting event. Comes from Labyrinth. Comes from normal crafting. You can craft with farming Giants B10. You can craft limited Violent, but you can definitely craft Violent runes. The set on Fran is the first set you get, so every single grindstone I have is on Fran. Not bad. So my Fran is looking really solid, high attack for healing, but also rocking 30k HP, decent defense and good speed, with only farming R4. You see that? Do a couple R4 runs. Don't think that it's not efficient, you shouldn't do it. Do a couple runs. Blue grindstone can go a long way. This is my Raoq. He's not the most useful unit, but I love using him in guild battle. Makes guild battle so much easier. And he works in dragons and necro in the future, so 6-starring him is not a mistake, but he's not the most useful unit right now. Fatal energy, speed, good damage, and attack. So these aren't too grinded, but they are the default set from the Vampire Lord event if I'm not wrong. And it's good enough. It's not good enough for Dragon's B10 speed team yet, but it is good enough for guild battle. And I need to have some strong unit for guild battle anyway. This Lucian is pretty okay too, I would say. Swift Blade, attack, good damage, and attack. So these two runes, I actually farmed them on stream. This one as well. I think this one too. But yeah, I got them on a random stream, and normally for slot 2 attack with only good damage as a decent substat, I would have sold it on my main account. But for this account, it's desperate for runes, so I kept it and I try my luck. And voila! Triple crit damage roll for both these runes, so it allowed my Lucian to have 188 crit damage on a Swift set. And it is enough damage to destroy the trash wave. Rune quality alone, this is the bare minimum Lucian you need to have to destroy the trash wave in one turn. Also, he's rocking decent speed so that I can tune the other damage dealer to be slower than him. That's why I went with Swift. It's easier that way to get the speed done. Gargo, I just 6-star him yesterday, so he's not really rune seriously. He is 6% away from Second Awaken, so when I'm done with him, we can try again at the Artemiel stage, and I'll update you guys if I can finish it or not. I'll be going with the spare HP, crit rate, and HP. Even though he has a passive to stun, it is not 100%. And you miss stunning in the first round, right? You get revenge and then you die. I want to land every single stun possible in the first round and then proceed with attack by reduction. I don't want to miss a single stun. That's why I'll be going with the spare, but in the future, I'll be going back to Vio, Energy, or maybe Swift, or maybe Triple Energy. Depends on how I like the despair set. This is currently my fastest combination of runes. And it's on Bastet because I use her with Lucian to clear arena, to farm arena more efficiently. She's also pretty good for guild battle. I don't really use her in PvE that much. In the future, if I need a defense leader for R5, she'll be useful. But for now, I don't do raid anymore. I do BJR5 on my main account, so there's no account to carry me anymore. Once again, I only did R4 for a limited amount of time to get my hands on a couple blue grindstone. to make my unit a little bit better. Ganymede is using leftover Swift rune, doesn't really matter. I don't use him at all except for like 1 or 2 TOA stage, and that's about it. Because without skill up, seal magic cooldown is way too long. If I use him too much in TOA, then the content would not be too free to play friendly, and then I won't be able to sort of help anybody. If I run a Ganny in my team, it's just too broken. So I don't really rune him seriously, I don't 6-star him, but I'm Devilmoning him for sure because I know it's gonna come in handy when I've proven to everyone that you can do these content without the need for like a Nat 5. After I've proven that, I can start using Ganny for other project to make it easier for myself. Don't really use Bella at all except for Raid 4. Don't really use Konamiya at all except for Raid 4. But when I start doing R5, these 2 units will be 6-star. The runes on them are just like placeholder. It doesn't really matter. It's like whatever. Yes, it's really whatever runes. Your boy Heomos actually rocked a decent Vile Energy set. This one is on the Vamblot rune set, and this one was from farming. Damn, I get these runes pretty often for this account, and I can't get them in my main account. It's actually pretty sad. It's actually pretty sad. But this boy Heomos is rocking a very decent set because I use him a lot in TOA. When I start failing to kill things with Sigmarus or Crow, your boy Heomos and Mantura will come out and start doing TOA the traditional way. It takes forever, but he's just convenient to use. I don't use Beretta because Beretta can hit the enemy and crit. If you have an option that can do the same thing but doesn't touch the enemy, I think you should go for it. Like, you don't really need Beretta for any stages at all. And this guy, he can do the same thing. But then you don't have to switch to another unit during those special stages. You can keep using him. So I think very useful unit and don't have to be 6-star. But now it's using whatever just to boost Lucian in Arena. See that? Pretty random ass rune, doesn't really matter. Thessarion, I use him a couple times for the Jaltan stage. I'm not using him for the Artemiel stage yet because he died too easily. Maybe I need to 6-star him. I'll put better runes on him. These are also placeholder, doesn't really matter. Kali, this is the future plan for my Speed Dragon Speed 10. I need to find a Swift rune that provides good damage for slot 4 so that she can start slamming people. For now, she's almost ready, but not yet. She's almost ready. I'm gonna hide my face for this one because I'm blocking the rune stats. I have a couple rules of thumb for me to decide whether I should keep or sell a rune in a couple seconds. I don't have like a crazy math formula, an Excel sheet, or a pie chart to decide whether a rune is worth using. It takes forever. So I prioritize 2 different stats, which are speed and crit rate. You need crit rate to do damage, and you need speed for almost anything in this game. So I prioritize those 2, and then I look at a combination between crit rate and damage dealing stat, aka HP, attack, and defense. And speed should be accompanied by support stat like HP, defense, accuracy, and resist. I wouldn't keep things like crit damage, resist, accuracy together, but I do try to keep crit rate, crit damage together and try to see if I can roll like a double crit damage or double crit rate. The first thing you should do is to go and Google. I don't remember exactly, but you should go and Google what is the maximum substat and minimum substat for 5-star and 6-star rune, and also the maximum possible roll and the minimum roll for every single substat. They are different. When you have actually remembered that, you can look at a rune like this and say, okay, it can potentially go 25 speed if I'm lucky. It happened before. For me, it can happen again on any single rune out there. So a rune like this can potentially go 25 speed, and you can use it on a Bastet but not purely for the speed. A rune like this definitely shitty for Fatal, but once again it can potentially go to 22 speed and maybe even not, maybe 16 speed and good accuracy. But because it's rolling to a HP flat, it can only go 16 speed from now. Then you have to ask yourself, do you have a 16 speed rune in this slot? If you don't, then try to go for it. If you do, like this, you may want to just sell it to keep the mana, because even if it rolls into another HP flat and maybe another accuracy, you're gonna waste mana anyway. And then you realize that, oh, I have a rune with 15 speed already, maybe I don't need that anymore. Another rune that is not supposed to be a fatal rune, but it was anyway, and I could have gone into 25 speed. But then I tried it became 16 speed for an account like this. 16 speed, defense, main slot, is actually pretty decent. I can use it on like a random support in the future like Bella or Kona. I don't really pay attention to set too much. Every single rune can be used as a broken piece on any other unit. Another one that should not be a blade rune, but it can potentially become a decent rune for a support unit like Heomos. It has no crit rate, it has speed, accuracy and HP, the support combo. So there are a few combo like crit rate, crit damage, attack, or speed, accuracy, HP. You should pay attention to that as well. And you should know in which slot, what runes you have, what kind of quality you have. And then you can decide whether you should keep a 10 speed rune or not. I can still find things that look like this. Sell them, okay? You know they're shit, you know they stay there forever, nobody's gonna use them. Sell them. Be ruthless, increase your standard, and try to get the potential from every single rune out there. You will definitely get lucky with one of them or two of them or many of them like I did in my rune storage. So yeah, that's the rune on DaisyB. I don't know if you learned something from this. It's just a weird flex video for me, I guess. But yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.